Hey guys, Surgeon here, and welcome to a new video. So I know we already did a runecrafting thing this week, but in the comments of that video, someone asked me to do like a blood and soul runecrafting guide, and since I'm already going for 99 anyway, that's my main goal at the moment, I figured why not? I may as well show you guys how I'm doing it. So, without any further ado, we're going to hop into this guide. We're going to have a 2-for-1 runecrafting guide coming up for you guys, so we're going to do blood and soul runes. Hope you guys do enjoy it. If you do, remember to give it a like. If you want to see more from my channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to give me feedback, go ahead and comment. And links to all my social medias in the description. Let's hop into the guide. Alright, first things first, let's talk about why you would want to do blood and soul runecrafting. Honestly, AFK. Like, ask anybody who does this, number one reason is probably AFK. It's an AFK runecrafting method. The second reason is that it's some of the best XP in the game for runecrafting. Taking out doing lavas, because lavas are stupidly good. They're stupid good experience. For AFK, this is some of the best like runecrafting method you're going to have. So the requirements that you're going to need for blood runecrafting. Number one is you're going to need 77 runecrafting. You're also going to need 38 mining and 38 crafting. That's for mining the essence at the Arceus mine. Then the other, they're not requirements, but God, if you don't have these, you should not be doing this because it hurts your experience so much. You need to have 73 agility, and the reason for that is that there's a shortcut, an agility shortcut that you can actually see from the mine that you have to use from the blood altar to get back to the mine more quickly. If you don't have the access to that shortcut, this method is just not viable to you because you have to run around the entire mine and not go through the shortcut, which cuts down like half of the run. The other quest-ish requirements that you need are 100% favor with the Arceus house, as well as having the ability to enter the abyss. And a couple things you're going to need in your inventory or on your person to do this. You're going to need a chisel. If you are using the abyss method, you're going to need multiple amulets of glory. It's what makes it faster than using like a glory in your house. That won't work because of loading times. And you will need a pickaxe. Regardless of whatever method you do, you will need a pickaxe and a chisel. If you're doing the abyss method, you need to have glories. Do not use teleports to house. It severely cuts down the time it takes. Oh, and if you needed me to tell you because you didn't know, we are doing runecrafting. So that means you better have your freaking graceful on. Now, for those of you wanting to move on from blood and move on to something more, you know, boaty or gingerish and want to go into soul runes, well, what you're going to need for that is you're going to need 90 runecrafting. You're going to need the same mining and crafting level, so you're going to need 38 on both of those respectively. The agility level, however, is different. You are only going to need 69 agility instead because we're not using the same shortcut that we use for the blood runes. I know, it's weird. They trade off by saying you need a higher runecrafting level for this. But those are the skills that you're going to need for soul runecrafting. In terms of quest requirements, again, it's the same thing. You need 100% Arceus favor to craft these, as well as having the ability to enter the abyss. Not as necessary as it is with the blood runes, but if you do want the most efficient method, you will be going through the abyss. And finally, for the items required, it's the same things. You need a pickaxe. Doesn't matter what kind of pickaxe it is. You mine the essence at the Arceus mine the same rate, regardless of what pickaxe you have. Everyone just brings dragon because they're ballers. You need a chisel, and if you are doing the abyss method, you will need multiple amulets of glory to make this more efficient. Do not use the glory in your house. I just said this, but do not use one in your house. It cuts down teleportation time because of loading times, so please make sure you have actual amulets of glory. Don't be like me in my testing. And because I know it's probably going to happen if I don't say this, please bring your graceful, because I know I put it on the slide, but I didn't say anything. So please bring your graceful, because we are runecrafting. You do want that rate reduction, and you want that run reduction reduced. All right, let's talk about the rewards that you're going to get for this. Like, why am I doing this in the first place? Well, with blood runes, you can max out at about 38.5k experience an hour. Personally, that's what, if you were like completely perfect, you could get. I personally have never achieved that. I'm also bad. Realistically, I would tell you to expect around 30k experience an hour. I would say that's fair and very obtainable for most of you who are doing this. If you're super into it and you can focus for a very long period of time, sure, that 38k, that's definitely achievable. But more realistically, I would say 30k experience an hour. The mining and crafting experience you're going to get per hour is pretty negligible, but it's about 5k mining experience and about 7k crafting experience. So, it's kind of respectable in that. For soul runes, however, we are looking at about a 10k XP jump per hour. So you're looking at 48.3k if you can maximize your efficiency there. Again, I haven't seen it. Again, I'm going to chop it down to about 40k experience per hour realistically. The mining and crafting experience are the same. So really the only added benefit of doing soul runes is obviously the extra experience. Now let's talk money, because Runecrafting means a lot of money, right? If you're doing this method, you're more so after experiencing your own money, to be honest. Blood runes, if you're maxing out, you're getting that max efficiency, you can expect around 350k an hour. Soul runes is about 250k. Again, that's at the peak efficiency. Realistically, chop that down by about 50k. I would say 300k for blood runes and about 200k for soul runes. So obviously this isn't the most profitable way to do runecrafting, but God, the AFK makes it so worth it. It's not as profitable as like double astrals, double deaths, double natures, whatever. Definitely not as craftable or profitable as mud runes, AO. But yeah, it's definitely, you're not in this for the money. You're definitely in this for the experience and the AFK of it. So thought I'd throw that in there so that way people know how much money they can expect to make from this if they take this as a reliable training method. The other reward is that this is the most quote-unquote efficient way to get the pet. I wouldn't say efficient. I would say a better word would be this is the highest chance of getting the pet you're going to get. The pet chance at soul runes is actually the highest for any runecrafting method in the game. So if you are seeking the pet, this is what you want to do. All right, now we've gone through all the requirements. Let's talk about what it takes to actually do this runecrafting method. So unlike normal methods where you take like rune essence or pure essence and use that to turn it into runes, blood and soul runes revolve around the concept of using these dense essence blocks mined from the Arceus essence mine. In order to mine from these, you need 25% favor with the Arceus house, but in order to actually craft the runes, you need 100% just to clear that up. So you'll mine these into your inventory. You get 12 mining experience and 8 crafting experience per block that you mine. Once you have a full inventory like I have here, you'll run to the north, you'll use this shortcut, you'll run over to the altar that you used to change your spellbook to the Arceus spellbook, and you'll just left click on the altar and it'll darken all the blocks for you. Once they've been darkened, you use your chisel on the blocks and it'll break them down into that little, you can see fragment pile that I have in my inventory. It'll break them down into that. The tip is that as you're running, you want to be using the chisel on those blocks. So that way you can keep running and break them down at the same time. So that way you're not wasting time. That stack can hold 27 blocks. So as you see in my inventory, I initially have 26 spaces. So that stack is 26 blocks full basically, so I can break down one more of these blocks into that. So I'm going to use a shortcut once I have another full inventory. I'm going to run back over here, turn them into dark essence blocks, break another one down, and then I'm going to make my way to the soul altar, which is to the east. If you're going to the blood altar, you're going to run to the west. Then once you're at the altar, you're going to left click on the altar to bind them into soul runes, and then break down the remainder of your blocks into fragments and then bind those again, run back to the mine and start mining again. Now, if you remember at the beginning, I said that there was a way that you could use the abyss to do these. Well, now I'm going to show you guys side by side a couple different ways of running and a couple different paths you can take. Note before we start this, before you can use the abyss to go into either one of these altars, you need to take a dark essence block, which is one of the dense essence blocks that you've touched to the Arceus altar. You need to use one of those on the portal in the abyss in order to access the altar from the abyss. So doing these side by side, one thing is going to become apparent. You'll see that there's a huge difference between if I were to use a teleport to house tablet or if I were to just use an amulet of glory. There's an entire loading screen that I would cut out if I had just an amulet of glory, making the abyss feature just so much faster than the normal path. Plus you'll see the normal path, like there's a lot of running. The normal path is a little bit more AFK because there is one spot you can click. You only have to click twice and you can run the entire path. But the abyss way is faster, especially if you've got an amulet of glory on you. But you will see that I will finish both of these at around the same time, and that's with me using a teleport to house tablet. But I also got a very favorable spawn when I went into the abyss. I didn't get like the opposite side of the field. I got a very favorable spawn when I went into the abyss. All right, now before you freak out, these are all soul runes. Now, the two on the left are the abyss, and the two on the right are just running the normal path. Again, you're going to see the same thing here that you would have seen with the blood rune altar, that if I had taken an amulet of glory, this would have been significantly faster than just running the path normally. But because I'm using a teleport to house tablet, they end up being about the same. Now, you may be wondering, Surgeon, have you gone crazy? Like, why are you showing us 4 of these? Well, I saw someone else doing this today, and it obviously sparked my interest. There's 2 ways to get back to the soul, or to get back to the essence mine once you've crafted souls. You can either use the northern path that we use when we go to darken the essence at the Arceus altar, or there's another shortcut on the far eastern side of the mine that you'll see in 2 of the videos. It doesn't matter. I was very disappointed. They are within seconds of each other. So ultimately, it's not worth it. Just do whatever path is comfortable for you. Do the Abyss. Honestly, it is a lot faster if you're using an Amulet of Glory. If you're worried about your Graceful or anything, like not, depositing your runes or whatever, I've been doing this for about 3 days now, doing the Abyss incorrectly, I might add, and I have not been touched once. Now, granted, with the release of this video, that could increase, so do this at your own risk. But again, I've been doing this for 3 days now, and I have not been touched. I've seen 1 PKer in my 3 days of doing this, so I wouldn't worry about it that much. If you're paranoid, bank your runes. But if you aren't, again, you can run back and get your Graceful because it's untradeable. I wouldn't worry about it that much. Alright guys, that's going to do it for my Blood and Soul Runecrafting guide. I hope you guys found this guide useful. Hopefully it helps you guys understand how to do this. If you're ever thinking, man, 77 Runecrafting just seems so far away, remember that 77 Runecrafting is only, it's less, I believe it's less than 2 million experience. So you really only have to do tedious Runecrafting for less than an 11th of the skill. The other 10th of the other, 89% of the skill, you can do AFK. So just remember that when you're on your grind. It does get better if you're looking more into the AFK method. I know that Runecrafting is slow, especially at the lower levels, but once you get to 77, God, it gets so much better. Just trust me on that. It gets so much better. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. If you do enjoy the video, give it a like. If you do want to see more from my channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to leave me a comment, the comment section's for that. Links to all my social media are in the description. My CC is obviously my name, so it's Surgeon. Shout out to them guys right now. They're all just chilling in there. They don't even know they're here, but yeah, there's a few people who are in here all the time. So shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for being in here. We appreciate you guys, or I appreciate you guys being in there. And yeah, you guys take care. Have a great night, day, morning, whatever time of day it is. My cat just jumped off the counter, so I'm gonna go yell at her. And yeah, have a great night.